Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy King J. Today we're going to talk about, there's a little bit of controversy with the Street Fighter 5 recent. You have to have an esports. You know what? I'm not even going to talk about it. I've got Shin Blanca from ATL's finest tournament, final round. Yo, what's up, man? How's it going?
Yo, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man? Long time no hear from. Appreciate you hitting me up, though.
No worries, man. It's been a while, man. Obviously, I came out to final round just before this whole COVID pandemic has been going on. And yeah, like I've been hearing a lot of people on Twitter and stuff like that talk about this whole license situation. All right. Now we have to talk about what the main issue is, though, because I feel like people watching this video, they might not understand what the main issue is, because obviously looking at it, there's like, you know, your event involves gameplay of the game by participants.
Yes.
You know, the prize pool for the event must be set and clearly disclosed in advance of the event in the event rules. So that means you can't even do things like match arena and stuff like that. You literally have to tell them what the prize pool is going to be, from what I can see. And it also says it must be under 2,000 USD per event. So that means you can't even do a big prize pool by yourself. It doesn't matter if you want to. It's basically
yeah, exactly. Not even that. Not to cut you off, Jay. Not even that. But you can't even have a certain amount of people at your event. Think about that.
Crazy. There's even more.
It's consistent of who puts into what entry you do. So how many people you have results are how big your prize pool is. So basically you're coming off the jump. If you want to be a so-called major outside of CBT, either pay to play, the licensing fee, which they haven't disclosed, and I kind of think that should have been put out there also, just to be full transparent. If you want to go in this route, you know, just so everyone understand that it's fair across the board, and it's not, you have to pay this and you have to pay that, depending on how much you're going to make. You know, there needs to be a clear standard, and it needs to be transparent. But yeah, you can't even have a certain amount of people, or you will exceed that. You can't have any at the door, or exceed that. Or you can't have a multitude of sponsors that exceed $5,000, dollars.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That license. So yeah, this is literally, I don't know how else you can look at it than it's a purge. And not just at the so-called major level of tournaments across the world.
Yeah.
But on the local level, any place that a local havens that basically keep the lifeblood of that community strong is going to be cut off at the knees by this.
It's even looking at it now. I'm looking at all the stuff that they're saying right now, and like, there's, the sponsorship contributions must be under 5,000. Like the total sponsorship contributions within any given 12-month period must be under 20,000. No cable or over-the-air TV broadcasts are permitted. No manufacturing or sales of merchandise products based upon game assets are permitted. You may not charge any fee to spectators to participate in an event. Wow. So, wow. This one's a bit of a wow for me. There's still more. For the avoidance of doubt, this agreement only covers events and does not grant a license to operate permanent commercial establishments, e.g. arcades and esports bars. Wow. If your event is beyond the scope of the criteria set forth above, you will need to apply for esports license according to section. Oh my goodness. Now, I love Street Fighter. We all grew up on that game and stuff like that. But from what I can read on here, basically what it's saying is, if you're not a part of the Capcom Pro Tour, you might as well just pack your bags. Yeah, I do think, personally, I do feel like this is a slap in the face for a lot of the grassroots content creators. I do feel like it's a slap in the face of the people that do make tournaments for the community, because we have built up this community. I would say the game obviously plays a large part, because obviously we play the game and we love the game and stuff like that. But there's a lot of content and a lot of tournaments that have been going on from the tournament organizers that get close to nothing. If anything, they make a loss. And I do feel like they're not really understanding that they're making a loss when it comes to making these tournaments. You know, fighting games is still grassroots. There ain't really much money to be made from fighting games. It's really, really hard. And if there is, you have to be in it for a long time or winning tournaments. And seeing where it says you may not charge fee to spectators to participate in a tournament, in an event, it's like, well, then that means everyone could just come and watch. But then it's like, well, what about, you know, event space? What about how much space you're allowed to have participants in? You need to basically get participants in. If people want to go to an event, you cannot charge them. It's like, well, okay. Me personally, I do feel like that is it's a bit mad, because obviously spectators just want to see, but at the same time, these event organizers put in a shift. There's loads of meetings that you lot don't understand. There's loads of stuff that you lot don't see. A lot of preparation stuff that we all don't see. I only know this because I've been a part of some of these events behind scenes that many people, well, it's never been shown in daylight. I've kind of just do a lot of things behind the scenes, so I do see how this works. No cable or over the air TV broadcasts are permitted. It's mad. And then even, you know, you've got control over how much, you know, you spend or how much you make or from sponsors or whatever. It's like, well, you could clearly see that this is just for Capcom Pro. Yeah, it's Capcom Pro Tour. But the thing is that why this is not good, and if any other fighting games follow this, you're just gonna kill the scene. You're gonna kill the competitive scene. No one's not gonna really want to make tournaments for it. No one's not gonna really want to come out. Obviously, the people that make tournaments and they get into Capcom Pro Tour, great, amazing. But for the people that are trying and they're not part of the Capcom Pro Tour, and you just say, all right, well, yeah, well, this is what you're gonna have to do. That is crazy. I don't think it makes sense. Capcom just needs to just focus on what they do best, which is making games, because all this other stuff now that they're doing, oh man, I don't know. I really do feel like it's gonna cause a lot of issues that don't need to be there. And if you really think about it, Street Fighter 5 has not had the greatest run. Love the game. I love the game. I think it's a good game. Some people would argue and say it's a rubbish game compared to Street Fighter 4. I hear both sides of it. But they have tried. They tried a lot of things. And just to end the game and then go into Street Fighter 6 and then come with this license, it's just like, oh man, please don't, man, please. Because you're going to have so much situations. There's like so many other things as well. Like when we look at this, it's like, you know, they say stuff. Capcom reserves all rights, including intellectual property rights in the game assets, except for the limited license rights granted under this agreement. So they basically own everything. Like you do this tournament, and man, they've basically got everything. I agree with. Like I always thought doing like merchandise where it's got characters and stuff, I always thought people can get sued by that. So I don't know how it's been allowed for this long, but yeah. This part, no cable or over-the-air TV, that's probably so that it doesn't clash with CPT events. The total sponsorship contributions with any given 12-month period must be under 20,000. I don't think it should. I don't think that's right that you can negotiate what it could be. Because what happens if they're running a multi-game tournament? Do you know what I mean? It's just like, come on. The sponsorship contribution must be under 5,000 per event. The total prize pool within any given 12-month period must be 10,000. Like, there's a lot of like restrictions. Because even they say like, all right, so they go to this bit like Exhibit 2. Keep your logo branding and Capcom's logo branding separate. So like, if you do this, it has to be separate. Like, this is your brand event, and you keep this separate. So even changing the logo, don't move elements, don't change effects, don't morph, don't compress, don't change color, don't change font. And then you get this form down here, which is quite crazy. I'm just looking at this form and I'm just like, okay, the prize pool, maybe you can, I don't know, maybe just say the prize pool for this game is, I don't know, whatever. But if it's overall for the overall tournament, then I wouldn't do that. But maybe for what you do for Street Fighter. But then even then, it's like, man, this is so crazy. So what happens if you don't do this? And it's like you're just gonna get in trouble. And then it's like, it doesn't make sense, because I'm looking at this and it's saying, yeah, you cannot put anything on you can't say anything or promote it like it's, you can't use their logos. But then it's saying down here, you can, but you just have to do it in this way here. And you can't even do like a banner and then have Street Fighter on it. Like, I don't really understand it. I don't know what they're trying to get out of it. And I think this is the same for, this is the same for EMEA. So that's quite, so this is North America, Latin America, and EMEA. Yeah, well, let me know what you lot think about this, guys and girls, because I think this is, it does feel like there is something that can really jeopardize what is going on for just the community. I feel like it's a slap in the face for tournament organizers that's kept the communities going up to this day. Because if we really think about it, I've come from past a decade ago, and there was no esports here. There was no one trying to step up to the plate with no tournaments, no pro tours. And then now all of a sudden, these tournament organizers, the final rounds and all these other tournaments that have been going on for years, it's like literally like, oh, if you're not on the pro tour, you have to come through us. You have to get esports license if it's going to be over this set amount of money. You cannot put the logo here. We want the logo here. It's like, what is going on? I understand not morphing the logos and doing all of that stuff, but there is like some really weird laws that's going on for this game, man, for the Street Fighter game, man. If you don't be careful, Capcom, you might alienate the wrong people, the people that have put this community together for a very long time. So I do feel like something else could be done. This is not the right way, personally, but I could be wrong. You lot let me know in the comment section down below, because you have the same voice as I do, and I do want to hear what you lot are saying in the comment section down below. So let me know what you lot think, and we'll be on to the next video. Take it easy, everyone. Peace.